San Jose's property market is pretty bad. It's pretty doo-doo, and if you guys think that San Francisco's real estate is pretty bad, I mean, wait till you see San Jose. I mean, if you guys ever have looked at some of the 4K walking tours of San Jose in 2023, or like the drive-by videos of the city, it's actually super empty. I mean, talk about a ghost town. There's pretty much nobody in the city. And if you go to the heart of San Jose, there's probably more empty storefronts than storefronts that are actually open. Everyone says when you go to San Jose, it's always that one thing. There's just nobody here. Okay, in fact, it's so empty in San Jose that there's not even any homeless people. It's actually crazy to see San Jose being this empty, and also the whole entire place is dying. And they're still trying to charge people $3,000 for a one bedroom. And is anybody renting that? Absolutely not. The latest building in San Francisco and San Jose that's being built, nobody wants it. In fact, most of these hyper expensive luxury condos in the Bay Area are sitting empty because there are no workers who are willing to pay that rent. But they're still trying to shove it down people's throats. And this is why San Jose, you're going to be seeing more defaults as time goes on. Even more defaults than San Francisco. Look at San Jose, the second default in the year for San Jose's R&D building. This is a massive 58,000 square feet office building. And despite it being fully leased, it's now defaulted again. Not to mention the value of this building is now down in the dumps. It's barely worth any money. And if you also look into some of the smaller real estate pieces, let's just shift away from just offices and stuff. Guess what's happening? Storefronts in San Jose are completely empty. In downtown, there are more 73 vacant storefronts. And with so many vacant stores, you're not going to get a lot of young people to come live in San Jose. And San Jose property landlords are delusional and they refuse to bring the price down. So with all these vacant storefronts, you're going to be seeing a lot of these on LoopNet and other commercial and retail real estate places. And they're completely empty. Nobody wants these properties. The landlords are frustrated because they can't find people to rent, and they're also frustrated that they can't find people to sell to. And there's even like restaurants and bars who eventually close because a lot of these people, they eventually do move out of San Jose because there's no major companies that are headquartered here. Most of the remaining tech companies are mostly in like Cupertino, you got Mountain View. These are like the last good areas of the Bay Area. You got the Stanford area, like Palo Alto, right? You got like the Google HQ. These are the last decent areas of the Bay Area. And San Jose is just getting worse and worse by the day. We're also seeing just blatant store robberies in San Jose. Okay, there's people who drive for a very long time just to go to San Jose. They loot the place and then they leave. There's also barely any police presence. And in fact, it's just so much of a ghost town that there's not even any homeless people. Okay, I mean, in San Francisco, at least there's some people. You got people doing fentanyl and stuff. But in San Jose, it's so empty, it's actually scary. I mean, talk about ghost towns. We talk about how a lot of cities around the world are ghost towns or ghost cities. But we have a ghost city right here in the US, a really big one, San Jose. There's barely anyone living here. And it's eerie, okay? When you have that many storefronts in such a densely populated area, that's bad, right? And like I said before, you know, when one shop closes, give it a few weeks and the other shop closes as well. And it's happening on a very rapid basis. And this is why a lot of these property values are very, very low. Obviously, a lot of the properties right now are still being listed at very high prices. But you could probably ask them for 40% off and they'd probably say yes. I mean, if you ask them for 70% off, they might even say yes as well. I mean, look at this. Bay Area commercial real estate is trembling as Concord Tower sells for 40% less. So this is some scary stuff because this isn't like your average Joe building. This is a pretty high-end building too, in a pretty good area. And what's worse is people who bought this building like 10 years ago, they have not seen any sort of price appreciation. So you're spending all this money, all these property taxes, all this HOA, and you're getting no gains from this. Absolutely zero gains. Not to mention, you're losing a bunch of money by selling it for cheap. And it's just terrible to see this kind of stuff. We're also seeing San Francisco malls shutting down, retail centers shutting down, and of course, people's condos are becoming worthless by the day. A lot of these condos are still being listed for pretty high prices, but just give it some time and they'll probably give some pretty fat price cuts. Look at this one. $100,000 of price cuts. Back in 2018, 2019, you would not find a 1,200 square feet unit for like 800 grand in San Francisco. But now you can find it everywhere, even in some of the best neighborhoods of San Francisco. So what's going on is, of course, San Francisco is pretty famous with the whole entire fentanyl situation. As you can see, this is pretty much Market Street, and this is literally like just a couple blocks away from like the mall, or I guess where the mall used to be. This is also just a few blocks from the government building, the federal building, and this is also just a few blocks away from Twitter HQ, Lyft HQ, Reddit HQ. And you just have people straight up smoking fentanyl, just getting high on the streets. You're seeing trash, rubbish on the floor. And the crazy thing is the Bay Area just doesn't care, right? San Francisco doesn't care about the city. Oakland is just crazy, okay? And you also have San Jose. Despite so many store closures, the city and the area is not doing anything to help its businesses. The thing about the whole entire Bay Area situation is all this stuff is happening because of one thing. So many of these property prices are going down. So many people are leaving because of bad street conditions. It's really as simple as that. I guarantee you all those office workers that left will come crying back. All those businesses that left will come crawling back as well. They will all come back if the Bay Area could say our streets are clean, our crime rate is one of the lowest in the city, and we also have very strict laws. Every single business will be scrambling and grabbing these office places. But instead, these buildings are now selling for pennies on the dollar. Wells Fargo also lost 60% in their latest transaction. And after almost 2 decades of time for the building, they still lost money. And I'm sure they're super frustrated about that. In fact, it'll probably be cheaper for them just to rent in the past 20 years in San Francisco. I mean, look at some of these crazy videos. Just type in San Francisco. Most of the videos are all about like the crime and also what's happening on the streets. You know, robbery, shoplifting, and also closed malls. It's just a lot of really, really sad stuff. I mean, San Francisco is a really nice place. The location's great. The Bay Area's location is amazing. It's like a peninsula. You got mountains, you got beaches, all sorts of great amenities. But of course, with the city and the way they're governing things, like the far left, this is what it looks like now, like a shell of its former self. You got San Jose being empty, San Francisco just being like a massive fentanyl pit. Oakland is the leading city in the US for car thefts, which is not something to be proud of. I mean, this is absolutely crazy, man. I think we really need to get things together, get things put together. I mean, I can't imagine a city like this lasting for a few more years. There's already so many companies leaving. You even got Salesforce, their biggest employer, even said that they're thinking about just moving their Dreamforce event out of the city. Dreamforce is big. It's like this massive AI event hosted by Salesforce. And when people are literally moving tech conferences away from San Francisco and the Bay Area to other places, no wonder real estate pieces around the whole entire place is dropping like a rock. So San Jose, like I said before, real estate prices are plummeting like crazy. I wouldn't even recommend people to buy these properties despite the crazy high discounts, because it's like a domino effect, right? You already got some of the biggest retail stores leaving. There's no way these stores are coming back. And it's sad unless they do something super, super drastic, which I doubt San Francisco is doing, and I doubt the rest of the Bay Area is going to do it.